Hi Sylvia. I just got your email and I saw a couple problems. Some of it didn't come through 100%. So from what I read in your typing, I think these are the three you're looking at and you're looking how to combine like terms. And that's a good question. Also, I don't want you to be afraid to ask questions. I understand in class that it's frustrating and it's hard in front of everybody. So I get that. You're more than welcome to ask questions during class or come see me after class or during my office hours. I know you have another class during my office hours or email like this. This is fine too. We're going to figure this out. The first thing too I also want to say is try not to just use a calculator to figure out and guess the answers for these algebra problems. Let's really try hard at this point to make sure you understand the steps to solve them. Because if you don't, you're not going to be able to solve them when the algebra gets more difficult. Right now, we're in kind of simple terms like whole numbers, um, with no fractions, no decimals, nothing too complicated. So let's make sure you understand the steps. If you're still having a hard time after this, well, I want you to come see me because right now these ones are just combining like terms. These aren't solving algebra. So let's go through this because this is part of what you're going to need to do for your simplifying step in algebra. So let's look at this part one. I hope this is correct. So we have 14 minus 4x to the fourth minus 5 plus 6x. So we're just going to break that down on page one. So here we go. We have 14 minus 4x to the fourth minus 5 plus 6x to the fourth. Remember, like terms are when you have the same variable and the same exponent. So here in this number one, we have only one exponent, it's x. And in this case, both of the x's are to the fourth power. That means that this and this are like terms. Okay? So these are like terms here. I'm going to put one underline there. Now, numbers are also like terms because they have no variable and they're the same power, basically. Like it's a variable to the 0 power. So here, these numbers are then like terms. So that means we're going to combine this 14 and this negative 5 and this negative 4x cubed and this plus 6x to the fourth. All right? So first, let's do the number. First, we have 14 minus 5. That gives us 9. So that means that these numbers are now combined and taken care of. So now we have 9 minus 4x to the fourth. That looks pretty bad, doesn't it? Let's do this. 4x to the fourth plus 6x to the fourth. Now we need to combine these two. Now remember, when we're combining like terms, we basically do the operation to the numbers and keep the variable. So in this case, we have negative 4 plus 6. Well, negative 4 plus 6 is 2. Remember, if we had our number line, well, let's make that a little bigger. Let's do this. If we have our number line, let's say we have 0 here. We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 4. We're going to go add 6. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that puts us at 2. So that means that this whole thing equals 9 minus 2x to the fourth. So again, we were able to combine this term and this term because they both have the same variable, which is x, and to the same power, which is 4. Okay? So let's look at the next problem. So we have, is it x plus 3? Let's go back. X plus 3 plus 4z. So I don't know if I copied this down right. This is just what I got from what I could see. I couldn't see all the pictures that you sent in the, it wasn't completely clear. So if this is incorrect, let me know and we can cover that problem. So first, when we simplify, there's 2 steps. Remember, under the simplify step, we have distribute and combine. So our first step here is to distribute. We have these parentheses here we need to distribute through. So first we start with that 4 times x is 4x. And then we have 4 times 3 plus 4 times 3, and 4 times 3 is 12. Again, this is positive because this is positive and that number 4 is positive. And then we just carry down the second part, 4z. Now we're done with the distribution step. Now we need to look and see if there's anything to combine. Well, we have an x here and a z here. Those are different variables. That means that these two terms are not like. They are unlike, which means we cannot combine them, and that this is as simplified as a statement can get. Okay? So let's go to our third one. What do we have? 3x plus 2y minus 8x minus 8x. I'm not sure if this is right or not. So again, if I'm wrong, let me know and I'll walk through a different problem. 8x minus y plus 7. Make sure this is clear. So I'm writing on my tablet to make sure you can have the video. All right, so there's nothing to distribute. So we don't need to do anything there. We just need to look and see if there's anything we can combine. So we have an x here and an x here and an x here. So that means that these terms are all like because they're all the same variable and they're all to the same power. Remember, when there's nothing above here, right here, that means it's the same thing as having the power of 1 or just an x. So that means those three terms are like. And then here we have a y. Oops. Let's fix that, sorry. 2y. So here we have a y term and a y term. And again, one of them doesn't have a different power than the other one. They look the same, so those are the same. So we can combine those. So let's go ahead and start with the x's. So we know that we have 3 minus 8 minus 8. Because remember, when we combine like terms, we just take that coefficient or the number in front and we operate. So look at, we have 3 minus 8 minus 8 from these three. So that gives us 3 minus 8 is negative 5. Minus another 8 is negative 13. So we have negative 13x. So those three are taken care of. Let's just go ahead and write the other one and do it each step at a time. So now we're done combining our x terms. Now we need to combine our y terms. Again, we just take the number coefficients, which is 2 and negative 1. So it's 2 minus 1. So that equals negative 13x plus 1y plus 7. Now remember, 1y is the same thing as just saying y, because anytime we multiply 1 times a number, it equals itself. So 1 times y is y for the same reason that 1 times 2 is 2. You wouldn't write 1 times 2, you just leave it as 2 as a simplified form. All right, now we have all simplified terms. There's no more like terms that we can combine. So this is now the most simplified version of that equation, or excuse me, expression. I hope that helps a little bit understanding like terms, combining like terms, and how to simplify. Again, I really strongly encourage you not to just try to guess the answer when you see a simple algebra problem, but to use the steps so that we can make sure you understand the steps before moving on to the next like more complicated version of algebra. So please let me know if you have any questions about this and we'll go from there, okay? I will be in my office at 9:15 tomorrow and I am going to be staying after to give a makeup exam. So we can meet then also. We'll just have to figure out how and where because I don't want to be talking while someone's giving an exam, but I do want to make sure you understand this before moving on to the next section. All right, I'll talk to you soon.